Oh, good day, everybody. For everyone that is probably watching me, this is Ade Dotson Consulting. So today's section is about how to fill I-140 for employment-based um, green card processing. So if you need to fill I-140, there's a latest version that came out 1st of April 2024. And I'll be showing us how to fill this very form. So not most people knows how to fill this form. Some of us have an experience in filling it, whereas some people don't have an idea of what each section represent. So I'll be sharing my screen for us to have an understanding of what each section represent. So let me do that right away so I don't take most of our time. So now here we are, the first page, which is the part one. So if you are using the service of a lawyer or an agent accredited by the USCIS, they will more or less fill this text section and they will put the necessary details in there. Now, the second aspect, which is where everybody can start putting stuff, that is self-petitioners. So you will start here. It's a type or print in black ink. So it's very important to note this. So many times, some people might want to fill the document online electronically. And if yours is not taking it in, that means you have opportunity to print it out and fill the documents using your pen. So in filling it, you have to use black ink. If you use something else, your application might result to RFE, or they can reject your application, either way. So in order to save time and to retain your priority dates, you have to use this ink to fill it. So the first page, we're talking about, the first section of the part one is talking about your bio data, your name, family name, your given name, your middle name, and here it says company or organization name. This section, if you have a company that is helping you, that is filing on your behalf, the company will have to put the name here, right? So again, let me enlighten us. Both self-petitioner or an attorney or a company can petition for a prospective applicant, right? So, and either of them can use I-140 to fill this form, right? So in doing this, if you are using a service of an employer to help fill this form, the employer will be filing for you based on EB2, right? EB2. So that's what the employer will use to help you file, right? So if you are filing through NIW, EB1a, then you can either use the service of an attorney, a lawyer, or maybe an agent accredited by USCIS, or you can self-petition. So this is what you're going to use, right? So back to it again. So you put your family name, your given name, which is your first name, and your middle name here. Now, these are just sample field statement. It's not real. So you put the right thing as it applies to you. Now, let's start with the mailing address. So your mailing address can be your physical address or maybe your temporal address, right? So mailing address, I put Joe Trump Biden, then street number 123 Clifton Street. Here we have apartment as APT. So if you have an apartment, so in this case, we selected apartment, then we'll put 20. So meaning apartment 20. So this one is suite and this one is floor. So if you have any of your mailing address having these, then you put it. So if you don't have it as apartment, suite, or floor, You remove this, you remove the 20, and you put the right figure in there. All right. So we chose city as Colton. So in some country, you have city as maybe the capital of the state, right? Or town, as the case may be, right? So in our case, it's Colton that we use as a template. Now, for those that are in the United States, this section or this string or class is open to you, right? By default. So here I selected CA, which is an acronym for California. And the zip code I chose, which is still template, this might not be existing. So it's 92765. Then the province we selected is Riverside. So sometimes some state will have postal code, some have zip code, some have postcode. So whichever one that is applicable to you, just know that this is what USCIS is accepting. They need your zip code, or if you don't know your zip code, you probably know your postal code, right? So if you don't know your zip code, you can Google it and find out what it is, right? So the country. So this person that we are using as sample, we assume is in the United States, right? So put that there. Then we go to item number 4, right? So for most people that are in the United States that have EIN number, employment identification number, that is generated through IRS, right? So if you don't have it, you don't need to bother yourself. So if you have EIN, you can put it there. The real reason why we use this for people that have this registered, some of us already have a company registered that we are already running a business in the United States, maybe a non-governmental organization or maybe a non-profit organization. Whatever it is, you will have this given to you, right? So you need to put out there. But for those applying from Nigeria, from Ghana, from any part of the world, you would obviously wouldn't have EIN unless you're already in the United States or you have EIN previously. Then you put this number. Then, are you a non-profit organized as tax exempt or a governmental research organization? So this section 5 and 6, before now, it used to be no, right? But now that we have this here, because of the latest development whereby asylum fee was nearly introduced for self-petitioners. So for this category, if you own a company, are you a non-profit organized as tax exempt or a government research organization? So if you are a non-profit organized as tax exempt, you select yes, right? Right? So for instance, a church is considered non-profit organized as tax exempt. So they usually exempt them from paying tax. Some institutions too in the United States, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like Red Cross, I wouldn't know. Or somebody that's providing some empowerment program for people in the United States, they might exempt them from paying tax. So you select yes, right? Do you currently employ a total of 25 or fewer full-time equivalent employees in the United States, including all affiliate or subsidiary of the company? So if you have something like this, you also select yes, all right? But if you are not a non-profit organized as tax exempt, then your answer will be no, right? So for most people that are self-petitioning, your answer will be no, right? And for this category, either you are self-employed or you are part of this statement stated here, or you have you are an employer with over 25 employees, you are going to select yes. I'll show you the reason why, right? So there's I'll come back to that after the whole exercise. So I won't be taking us front and back. So we'll still come back to this number 6. And we'll throw light on why you need to pay select yes, right? So this is how you're going to fill it. So if you select yes, that means you're going to be paying the asylum fee. Either way, you're going to pay asylum fee. So in order not to have RFing. So this is what you're going to do. No here and yes here, right? But if other way around, if you are owning a company, if it's profits that you are generating, the answer will be different. But if you are a non-profit organization and you're tax exempted, remember it is yes, right? So you can rewind and forward to know what we said previously. So number 7, U.S. Social Security number. So this is still about United States, right? So if you have a Social Security number, this is what you're going to put here. This is a sample. This is not real, right? So whatever number was given to you, this is what you're going to provide. But for those that are yet to enter United States, even if you're in the United States, you never requested for this, you wouldn't have it, right? Then USCIS online account number. Most people that enter the United States that have done one thing or the other in the United States, schooling or maybe J1 visa, working, you have this number. You might not have access to it, but it has been created for you. If you can access it, good, right? But I would say you should try and see if you can find it and put it there, right? But notwithstanding, you can leave this section alone. But if you have it as maybe if you are employed, be guided. If you are employed, you have to put it here. For self-petitioners that have not been employed, this might not really count against you. But if you've been employed, you have to make sure you put this number here and this as well, right? I think you are not exempted to leave this vacant. I think I spotted that sometime when I was going through USCIS policies around filling this form, right? Now, petition type. We have different categories. Now, you know, the essence of this exercise is for people going through employment base through EB1a or the first category, or NIW EB2, the second category. Now, the first category, employment base, EB1A, we have other category within. We have EB1B, EB1C. But for this exercise, we are talking about a person of extraordinary ability, which is the first one, alien of extraordinary ability. If we are to be running your EB1 through academic, and you want to be a professor coming here as a researcher, then this will be your answer, right? If you're running it through C, this will be your answer, all right? But a member of a professional holding an advanced degree or an alien of exceptional ability who is not seeking a national waiver, NIW, right? Who is not seeking a national interest waiver. You read that statement, you are not seeking national interest waiver. You select this. But for NIW applicants, this is what you're going to select. Who is a member of the professional holding an advanced degree or an alien of exceptional ability is 1H. That is the one to select. So for somebody doing EB1A, this is you, right? That is the right thing to select. Don't forget, most people usually pick this for NIW. If you are self-petitioning, this is not the one to pick, is 1H, right? Please remember that. So for EB1A again, this is the one to select. Let's move on. Now, we are here, part 2, continue. So the petition is being filled, select only one box. So peradventure, you've submitted an application before, and you got an RFE that certain thing you provided was not properly done right. You are asked to refill the form, but you've been given a receipt number, which is good, meaning that your priority date has been retained. But if the RFE states that your priority date has not been retained, then you don't have that luck. But still, you already have a receipt number. So you will highlight this and you fill this section, right? So you put the receipt number that was issued to you when you received the RFE. Then if there's anything that they ask you to amend and they ask you to fill a form for it, you put it here. Now, the petition is being filled, select one box. See, you have to select just one box. For the Schedule A, Group 1 or 2 designation, about this one, I really have no information on this. So if, for instance, you fill in the past and you probably got denied, if you already got denied, you might also want to use this as a guide to refill your story, right? For the Schedule A, Group 1 or 2 designation, I have no information on this, right? But this is just to let you know that if you applied before and you got RFE, you need to put the receipt number given to you before to amend previously filed petition, right? Now, going forward, part 3, information about the person for whom you are filing. That is still you. Now, the first one we fill initially, which is this part, is talking about the petitioner. It could be your company, right? It could be maybe the Anthony or somebody that is filling on your behalf, right? But still, it's still about the petitioner, right? So if this question is asked for whom this information is being filled for, right? It's you, the petitioner. So you put your name again here. The mailing address, you put the mailing address. Don't forget, just like we did initially, put your mailing address. Other information, date of birth, you put your date of birth. Please ensure to follow this format. In some country, day usually come first, then month will be in the middle and year after, right? So please follow this format so you not put day for month, right? Then the city or town, village of birth, we put it here. State or province of birth, we use Lagos as a template, right? So country of birth, this is wrong. It's supposed to be a letter. Country of birth, assuming is Nigeria, right? Country of citizen of all nationality, Nigeria, if that's where you come from. Alien registration number. If you have it, you put it there, right? If you have this number, you put it there. USCIS Social Security number. Just like we mentioned initially that we put 22222 as template. This one is also a template, so you put it as well. Information about his or her last arrival in the United States. So, you came in the United States 1st of January 2023. Right, that was the last time you entered the United States. Ever since then, you've not left the shore of the United States. So that is what you put. The partial arrival record. This is the number. So the number that was issued to you, you provided. So how do I know how to access my I-94? Just go to Google, right? Go to Google, type I-94, generate I-94, or generate my I-94 latest I-94 record, right? It will ask for your passport number, your date of birth, and your name. You put that there, and you get this. Now, on that form, it's best you use that form to find the latest information about this and this, right? Should engage, maybe you forgot or you are not sure, right? Go through that means and use it to get the updated information about you. Expiration date, usually you see D/S if you are coming in as a student. For visitors, your case might be different. I'm not sure how it's written, but if you check online, I-94 last arrival date, for me, put your name, put your birthday, your passport number, and maybe your name. it will generate it for you, and you put the right information right there. Now, status on Form I-94, example, class of admission or payroll if paroled. So this one is F1, meaning for student. You can have J1, B1, B2, and other categories that you probably have for you. The passport number, this is just an example, right? Travel document number. Some people on their passport, they have travel document number and passport number, whereas some people only have travel number. They don't have other thing, right? So some passport will have both, some will have just this. So if yours is just this, you put just this. Then if it's not, you can put none/A, right? Not applicable. So you can leave it blank still. You will not be penalized, right? So country of issuance for passport or travel document, the country. So here's the trick. Some people, maybe they travel to the United States and they renew their passport in the United States. And you assume that United States is where you got your passport. And you come and put United States here. It's wrong. The answer should be Nigeria. Because Nigeria embassy is also Nigeria, right? In any country. So you put Nigeria as the country of issuance. That is your homeland. That is your country. That's what you put there. So if you are from United Kingdom as a citizen, you put United Kingdom. If you are from Canada and Canada is your place of birth, you are a citizen of Canada, you put Canada. If you are from Ghana and Ghana is your place of birth, you are a citizen of Ghana, you put Ghana, all right? As country that issue you your international passport that you use to travel into the United States. That's what you do. So expiration date for passport that you can find on the passport booklet, right? Good. Now, processing information. Says provide the following information for person name in part 3. Part 3. Provide the name. Alien will apply for visa or at US Embassy or US Consulate at. So let's assume you are applying from Ghana. You are not in the United States. Now this is what you're gonna take. You're gonna take 1A, because you are not in the United States. Now, the nearest embassy to you that you feel comfortable that you can use to do your processing. Maybe you need you to come to the embassy for interview. You need to submit certain documents, etc. This is what you're gonna put. So let's say you are from Nigeria and the closest embassy to you is Lagos, Nigeria. You put Ikeja, all right? Or some people will put Lagos. You are still good. So you can put Ikeja. I don't know the city where they do it in Lagos, but if you're in Abuja, you put Abuja or you put Lagos. Then country, Nigeria, right? See, this one is not working. So meaning for a section like this that is not taking in entry, right? You have to print it out and use your black ink and write the answer there. So you write Nigeria. It doesn't matter whether you use capital letter or small letter. You can just make sure you just put the right information there, right? So that was about for a person applying outside the United States. So if you're applying within the United States, right, what you want to select is 2A. Alien is in the United States and will apply for adjustment of status to that of lawful permanent resident. So this is what you want to select, right? And what does it mean? That means that after this NIW have been approved, you intend to adjust your status, right? So I don't know if maybe if you don't take this part, maybe you'll get an RFE, or maybe you will just assume you're just trying to prove that you are somebody of exceptional quality. So you just take it as one of your accomplishment, all right? So, but to me, I think it's you be sure you put the right thing. I don't think anybody is filling this form paying 715 for no reason, right? So this is what you want to pick if you're in the United States, right? Now let's go on. So we are done with page 2 of 7. So we are here at part 4, processing information continue. So it's asking alien current country of resident, or if not in the United States, last country of permanent resident abroad. So let's assume your last permanent resident is United Kingdom, although you are a citizen of Nigeria, right? So your last country of permanent resident is United Kingdom. So that's what you're going to put there, right? So again, you can see that this one too is not taking in anything. So you have to print it out, use your black pen to fill the right answer there. Now, if you provided United States address in part 3, provide person foreign address in item number 3A to 3F. So you are obviously in the United States, right? That is part 3. See this 3? This is your own address. So they're saying if you provide United States as your address, right? So you have to fill this aspect. Although if you fill a foreign address, you might not necessarily need to fill this section again. Are you with me? But if you want to fill it again with your maybe United Kingdom address, you can go ahead and fill it. It will not add any problem for you, right? But ideally, what they are saying is if your address in 3A is United States, you have to fill this section with your local address from wherever you're coming from, all right? Provide person foreign address in item number 3A to 3F. So you're referring to item, not part now. So we provide the local address. So we have 24 Iluyomade Agokota, that's Lagos, as a template. Isolo should be maybe the province or the, so this province, some people usually get it confused. So province is state. I mean, sorry, province is like a local government, right? So in the United States, we have province. Sometimes some people call it county, right? It's similar to what is obtainable in the United Kingdom. So province is your like a state government, right? Local government, rather. So city or town, that is like a city, right? It's all up, right? Postal code, like I said, you can check on Google to find out what your postal code is, right? Put the postal code there. Country, Nigeria, obviously, right? Now it says if person's native alphabet is other than Roman letter type or print the person's foreign name. I mean, if you have funny names that is not readable, we're using English to write here. If you don't understand all those Chinese or maybe a different kind of Latins, so you have to make sure you translate that information to a readable one relating to Roman, alphabet from A to Z, right? So that's what you want to do here, right? So mailing address, again, you provide your mailing address, which is in the United States, right? If you're in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, you provide your mailing address. So you can always repeat what your mailing address is, right? So far, if they ask you, is your mailing address the same as your physical address, then you can decide not to repeat it by selecting yes where applicable, right? So fill that. Now, it says, if you answer yes to item number 6A, which is this, right? Provide the case number, office location, date of decision, and disposition of the decision in space provided in part 10, additional information, right? So if you answer yes to item number 6A, provide the case number, office location, date of decision, and disposition. So if you be asked to fill this form again, right? You provide the case number, 1, office location, 2, date of decision, 3, and disposition of the decision in space provided in part 10. Don't forget to do that. Otherwise, this small thing can lead to denial. if you're answering your RFE, right? Please do that. Now, are you filling any other petition? Okay, for this part 10, I will take us there, which is going to be the last page, which is page 7. Yeah, so I will take us there to see how to do this, right? So in 6A said, are you filling any other petition or application with from I-140? If your answer is yes, you come here and select. Now, ever since there's a retrogression effect for NIW EB2, you can no longer side by side run I-140 application, which is NIW application, and adjustment of status through I-485. So you can run both side by side. But if you are running EB1a as a person of interest with extraordinary ability, then you can do I-140, which is this form that you are filling, and I-485 together, right? Then if you know that you'll be traveling forth and back into the United States, you are going to also fill this form, right? So maybe in the future, I will tell us how to fill Form I-31 and how much you need to pay to fill this form. Then Form I-765. Before now, we don't usually pay for I-765. It was free, right? So the moment you pay for your I-715 and you pay your I-1485 fee, your work authorization card will come in. But if you are adjusting your status together with I-485, you have to also add this form to it, which is I-765, meaning you want to apply for work authorization card, and that's, you are still going to pay extra. So there's a payment for I-485, there's another payment for I-31, there's a payment for I-765, right? But here we're only touching on what form you want to add up to I-40, right? So other additional form you intend to fill, you will select this box and go to part 10 again, all right? So we'll still come to part 10, which is on page 7, and I'll show us how to fill that. Now, from 7 to 8, we're still going to go back to 6A, right? Let me just finish with 7 to 10. 7 says, is the person for whom you are filing in removal proceeding? Obviously, it is no, right? But if it's yes, I don't think you're in a good place to get any approval, all right? So if you are out of status or you have legal issues with the government, you are probably not the right person to fill this form. So I will subject you to go see a lawyer for guidance, right? So part 8, item 8 under part 4, we say, has any immigrant visa petition ever been filed by or on behalf of this person? So if you filed one previously and you got denied, then it is yes. Or you file maybe for asylum, or you file marriage, whatever, you select yes. Or any sort of immigrant visa. We are not talking about non-immigrant visa. This is immigrant visa towards green card, right? So the answer will be yes if you filled one previously or filed one previously. But if you haven't, the answer is no. Now, are you filling this petition without an original labor certificate because the original labor certificate was previously submitted in support of another from I-140? The answer is still no. Are you filling this petition without an original? So you are going to fill a labor certificate, right? You're going to fill ETA 9089. There are about 3 of them. In another video, I'll show us how to fill those forms as well. But this is all about I-140, how to fill I-140, and what you need to know on how to fill I-140. So number 10, if you are filling this petition without an original labor certificate, are you requesting that USCIS and Immigration Service require a duplicate label certificate from Department of Labor? The answer is no, right? So proceed to part 5. Additional information about the petitioner. So who is filling this form? An employer, myself, other. For example, a lawyer, or a lawful permanent resident U.S. citizen, or any other person filling on behalf of the alien, right? So if you want somebody to help you fill, this is what they're going to select. If your company is filling on your behalf through EB2, because you cannot run NIW EB2 through an employer. You can only run it through EB2. It's quite different, right? So you select self, right? So if other things, if the person is an employer, obviously they're going to put all this information right here, all right? So that's about that. I don't want to go into discussing this aspect, right? I could do that, but I don't think it's necessary. Now, part 5, additional information about, okay, yes, I said we're going to go back to 6A. So are you filling any other form or any other petition application with the form I-140? So if you are not filling this form, maybe you are relating with NIW, or even if you are doing EB1a and you are not financially okay to run I-485, or you're not going to leave the United States anytime soon, so you can decide not to fill I-31. But if you are, that means you are also not going to be filling I-765 because you're not sure yet, right? You don't have the money, right? It doesn't, well, you can fill I-765 alongside with NIW, EB1a, but just know that it will be more expensive for you to do. But if you file both of them together, it is cheaper, right? That's another discussion for another day. But if you have any question relative to that, if anybody need answers to that, you ask from the comment section, then I'm willing to shed light on that, all right? So let's proceed. So we know that it is no for EB2 NIW, and it could be yes or no for EB1a, right? Let's take that to heart. Now proceeding to part 5, continuation. So outside 8, we're gonna fill 9 and 10 for if you are going through an employer, right? So labor certificate, all this stuff, you need to put it there. Now, this is all about your employer. So you don't need to bother yourself about part 5, 2 to 12. So we jump straight to part 6, basic information about the proposed employment. Now, here's the deal. Most people usually get RFE here because many of the times, I don't have a job yet, so I don't think it's necessary for me to fill it. You have to fill it, all right, because it's proposed employment. So you want to come to the United States as an exceptional or an extraordinary person, ordinarily, you would have known that your kind of job is in the United States, right? So where do you want to go in the United States? I want to be in Texas. I want to be in Illinois. I want to be in New York. I want to be in New Jersey. I want to be maybe New Mexico or Canada, California. Whichever state you intend to go, if you're an economist, just like we have it here, you put it there. I'm an economist, right? Job title. SOC code, this is another deal. You have to go search the SOC code that aligns with your job. How do you do that? You go, put this on Google, SOC code for jobs in United States. Then it will bring out so many. Or you can say SOC code for economists. But here is the deal. If you put that, it will give you a generic feedback, which might not really align with you. So what you want to do, there is a document, right? Maybe in the comments, I'll put a link on how to access this SOC code, right? So you can use that to check the one that aligns with you. So let me just leave it at that. I'll put the SOC code link right? So you will know where to find which one is in line with yours. So here is another thing. You cannot get SOC code for all fields. It's not possible. So you just look for the one that is closer to what you do, right? Now, non-technical job description. So within that job that you are looking for, the proposed job, right? Look at the job description or maybe something small and import. But if the space is not sufficient, right? Remember what part it is, the item number, then and the page. I think here we are page 4, I think. Yeah, well, we are on page 4. So part 6, item number 3, and page 4. Then you will not go to part 10, which is on page 7, and continue there. So if you have additional information you need to put there, that is where you want to put it on page 7, right? Part 10. So is this a full-time position? Yes, it is. You can run a part-time position with this kind of project you are talking about, right? If the answer to the item number is no, how many hours per week for the petition? So I will advise that you look for a job that is full-time, right? That will give you maybe an edge. I don't know. But for me, I think the right answer is yes, right? Is this a permanent position? Yes, right? But if it's you're already running the project, right? Yeah, it's a permanent position, obviously, right? Is this a new position? Peradventure, you're already running with the company, but I will assume it should be yes, right? If you're already running the project with the company, so it could be no, right? But for me, I will say yes, right? I don't want to shoot you on the foot. So you could say no, it's not a permanent, it's not a new position. You're already doing it, right? So, but most people will say yes, right? Now, wages, specific hour, week, month, or year. So you want to have it at $70 per hour, or maybe $50 per hour. I will advise if you're looking for this kind of a project, or you're running something through exceptional contest, and you're looking at minimum wage, which is like maybe in California, which is 16.50. I don't think that will win you the case because it's ridiculous, right? You want to look at things from maybe 35, 40 above, all right? Then weekly, if it's weekly based, maybe it's 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 per week. If it's monthly based, you know what to put there, right? So that's just the trick. Now, work site location. So some people still put non-applicable. Now you have to look for the job. So you can go on the LinkedIn, go on Indeed, Glassdoor, whatever work-related social media that you have out there. Search for the job, look for the location, use it as a template to direct you. For the person we chose straight, this is just a template, it's not real, right? Floor, we put 5. City, Dallas, Texas. Then zip code, this is what we use. It might not really be existing, right? So just for a guide. Now, information about the spouse and all children of the person from who you are filing, right? This is another tricky part, right? So this section we are talking about if you have derivatives, right, that you want to add as part of this employment, this application, right? So you want to let the USCIS or the adjudication officer know that you have derivatives, right? So there you put their name. So by virtue of things, if you are married, you're a man or you're a woman, you want to put your spouse names first, right? But if you are divorced, you are no longer together, right? You will need to put maybe your children's name. And if you are just you, right, you don't need to fill anything. But if you have people that are depending on you, family name, put it there. Given name, right? Date of birth, country of birth, relationship, spouse, bracket, husband. Relationship for children, you can put daughter, or you can put son, right? Is he or she applying for adjustment of status? Yes. If the person is in the United States, But it will be yes, right? Is he or she applying for adjustment of status? Well, won't you, even if you are not in the United States, you are still going to adjust your status at one point, right? So if you pick yes and yes, yeah, you are still in order. I didn't mean the person is in Nigeria, for instance. So you are still in order. But if the person is in Nigeria, right, you can put no, right? And here you put yes. You are still in order, right? Is he or she applying for a visa abroad? So if you're in the United States, you will put no because you're in the United States. But if you're outside the United States and you're not having US visa, right? Your answer will be no. Your answer will be yes. I'm sorry. All right, my bad. So your answer will be yes, right? Do you get? So that's clear. So person two, you do the same thing. You repeat the process. I think they are up to like 6 or 7 space for that. So continuation. We have another one here. We have another one here. So just if you have more than 6 children, you can go to part 10 of page 7 and continue from there. And if you are exhausted the sheet, you can make a copy of that page 10 and continue writing, right? Or you get a paper, right? And list information about them and attach it together. You're not going to use Office Print to fasten it together. I mean, stapler to fasten it together. You use either Office Print or a clipper, right, to hold it together, right? Anyway, we'll get to that in the future. So that was about that for derivatives. So we are going to contact information, certification, and signature of the petitioner or authorized signatory. So petitioner authorized signatory contact information. You put the name of the petitioner, that is you. The maybe the given name, this is the family name or last name. The title, you put the title, the phone number, data and telephone number. You can repeat your mobile number twice. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. Or you can leave here non-applicable for those of us that don't have landline, right? But if you have mobile line, which I believe every one of us have, you put it here. Then number 5, your email. Again, this is just a sample, right? Right. So if this form was filled maybe through an interpreter, maybe you don't speak English, somebody is speaking English on your behalf, then the person will write their names there, right? They put all the details, the sign, right? Interpreter, signature, everything, right? So, well, let's still continue about the petitioner, right? So after the email, the next one is if this petition on behalf of an organization has certified that I am unauthorized to do so by the organization, I review and provided or authorize all of these responses. So this is readable, right? So you know what to do. So in the next point is you sign here, right? And you put the date. Don't forget, here you have to print it out and sign. Do not use digital signature to sign this form, right? It will be rejected. So print it out and sign. If you need a copy for yourself, you can photocopy it, scan it, and keep for you. But you are going to submit the original copy, right? So also the interpreter will fill the necessary information here. They will sign, and as I found under penalty or perjury that I am an influence in English, yes, and I have interpreted every question on this petition. All right, so you put all the necessary information. All right, so going forward, additional information. This is what I've been talking about, additional information. So you put your family name, your given name, your first name, your last name, and middle name. So if you have employment education number, again, issued by IRS, you provide it here. So remember on page, I think part 2, which part 2 or part 3, all right? when we were talking, let me go to the page. I can't remember what we emphasized on that page now. So don't let me misquote myself. So if you remember, we thought, yes, I remember now. Where we were talking about additional information about 6A. You remember? So if you have other things you intend to fill here, right, you can fill it within that space. Then I also remember that we touched on something, maybe page 2. What is it? Oh man, I can't remember where we are. Okay, yes, let's use this one as an example. So we are on part 6 now. Let's assume it's part 6 we're dealing, right? So item number 3, this will be page 4. So let's go to that part 10, right? So page 4, part 6, item number 3. So you have additional thing you want to write or say about the job, the proposed job. So you type it here, or you can use your pen to write, which should be black. So you see we have about 7 sections to do that. Then I say if you have more than 6 children, you want to add more, you use the same space to add for an additional child, right? 6, you see? So that means you come to part 7, page 5, maybe it doesn't say item number, so you could decide to put maybe 37. So this one is 36. So you can say maybe 37 as item because it's not stated. Because if you write 36, then that means you are repeating information for this one, which might be confusing. So you want to fix that within if you have more than 6 children. So that is about I-140, how to fill I-140. If you have questions, you can ask away. The comment section is there. If you have any comment, if you have anything you feel is not clear to you, ask in the comment section. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can as well do, because in the future, I'll be updating you with so much information about employment base, how to self-petition, how to fill forms, and some information that might be crossing your mind relating to what EB1a represents, NIW EB2 represents, what you need to do, what you need not to do, all right? So, and how to fill forms if you want to apply for outside the United States, what step you need to take, doing that, all that I will be willing to shed light on. So once again, thank you for coming to my page, and God bless.